Before we get to tariffs and the other news from Washington, I want to go back to my editorial, if that's what you want to call it. A rant might be better. The title of the opinion piece in the Washington Post that I was having a go at, "It's time to give socialism a try." Clearly, I disagreed with that. Joining us now, Senator John Kennedy, Republican from Louisiana, the master of the one-liner. What's your one-liner on my socialism? What do you say, Senator?
Well, I don't know Miss Brunig, the Washington Post columnist, but she was probably, it sounds like she was playing Frisbee in the quad during history class.
That's a good one-liner. You came through for us.
I can give you about 20 million reasons why socialism doesn't work. That's how many people lost their lives under Joseph Stalin, and a lot of them starved to death.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure Ms. Brunig, if she would go read a little history, she would understand that. Before she reaches a final conclusion, though, I would suggest that she may want to visit North Korea. I hear it's lovely this time of the year. And then see how she thinks socialism works. And then come back and test that against our way of life here in America.
You never disappoint, Senator, but I'm going to move on. Thank you, sir. That's very good. All right. President Trump is going to have a meeting on video game violence. It's at the White House today. Now, what do you say about that?
Video game violence? Is that what you referenced?
Sir. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a problem. I believe in a free and open society, as we all do, including but not limited to an internet. But there's no question that the power of social media, if you will, of which video games I consider to be a part, has changed our society. And we need to stop and step back without going to censorship and just ask ourselves, you know, what is the impact of allowing kids to see violence over and over and over again in the form of a game? And it's a very legitimate question to ask.
I just like the idea of bringing people into the White House to express any and all opinions about what we do about school shootings. And that's what the President is doing today. No problem with that. Another one, sir. President Trump tweeted this morning about tariffs. And here's the tweet. "Looking forward to 3:30 p.m. meeting at the White House. We have to protect and build our steel and aluminum industries while at the same time show great flexibility and cooperation towards those that are real friends and treat us fairly on both trade and the military." Sir, that sounds like a pullback from blanket tariffs to some exceptions like Mexico and Canada. Compromise. You approve?
Well, yes, and I don't see how any reasonable person could disagree with what the President tweeted. Look, I've been telling my colleagues, before we get all lubed up, let's wait and see what the President proposes. And he hasn't made a concrete proposal yet. We do know, and I know the President knows, that the main problem is China. China is eating our lunch and the sack it came in, and they're the problem behind steel. 2 years ago, their economy started going downhill. Instead of laying off their steel workers, the Communist Party owns the plants. They just started selling the steel overseas, and the price fell through the floor. China is responsible for at least 50% of the world's overcapacity in steel and the steel glut. And say nothing of the fact that they steal your intellectual property every time you're not looking. And really, I'm hoping that the President starts with and focuses on China, because no disrespect to our Chinese friends, but they're cheating.
Senator, you don't disappoint. We appreciate you being with us this morning. Senator John Kennedy, Republican, Louisiana. Thanks for joining us, sir. Appreciate it.
You bet.